Hi everyone, welcome to Asian Voices, your source for Asian American and Pacific Islander culture, lifestyle, and entertainment throughout Southern California. I'm your host, Kathleen Choi. In today's episode, we bring two stories of two incredibly talented and inspiring Asian American women who have made a name for themselves in the media and entertainment world. We'll also learn about the San Diego Asian Youth Organization, founded by an Asian American police officer 30 years ago, with the mission to help Asian American teenagers living in underprivileged communities with educational and civic resources to allow them the opportunity to succeed in their goals and become a positive role model for their communities. But first, let's meet with Angela Chee, an award-winning television host, reporter, and motivational speaker, as she shares with our host Melodie her insights on the topics of the diversity in media for Asian women and how she's helping others to find their own voices.
Angela Chee of Zen Media Inc. helps other people communicate their story. As an anchor and reporter, she's taking her experience to now help other people be more effective in promoting their business, themselves, and their brand. I'm so happy to introduce someone who's inspired so many people to shine in front of the camera, Angela Chee. Thank you so much for joining us, Angela.
Thanks so much, Melodie, for having me.
So I know your background and upbringing has a lot to do with where you are today and how you became an anchor and reporter. Tell us more about that.
Well, my parents immigrated from Taiwan in the 70s, and we talked a little bit about that. I think that's why I always felt like I needed to share my voice. I think as Chinese immigrants, you come to this country and you try to build a better life. And I think at points they lost their voice so they could fit in. They didn't want to rock the boat. And ever since I was little, I always felt that there was more. And I think that's why I love the medium of television. It has such an impact and allows people to share their message. And so that's why I went into television, not necessarily just to be on TV, but I feel like it really has an impact.
Tell us about how you actually got to be on air and got the chance to be an anchor and a reporter.
Yeah, I almost didn't do it because I talked myself out of it, taking the safe route. And 2 years into working at behind the scenes at Paramount Pictures and Entertainment, I said, you know what, now or never. So I worked 5 days a week in Hollywood and then 2 days a week on the weekend in Palm Springs, my first on-air job. And then I worked my way up from small markets and eventually back to my hometown in LA, which was the #2 market. And that was like a major accomplishment for me. And, I worked really hard for a really long time. And to have my parents be able to see me on the news and see what I had worked for was very important to me.
Growing up, were you always very outgoing, or at what point did you know that you wanted to be in front of the camera?
I actually was pretty shy growing up. I was your typical Chinese girl with glasses. I have contacts now. And I didn't really know. I think when I got into junior high, I became a little more outgoing and I entered speech competitions. I really liked drama and I kind of grew into myself. And I think that's what people need to see. It's not always about, for me, being on TV or being famous or being in the spotlight. For me, it was really about sharing my voice. And I think that that's what allowed me to be able to break through that barrier, was saying that, you know what, I have something to say and I'm here to say it.
And that kind of leads into my next question about where you are today. So now you're taking all this great experience and really helping other people put themselves out there, shine in front of the camera. How did you transition to really being this person that's on air, on camera, to now kind of behind the scenes?
Yeah, well, I still do some on-camera work. I work with NBC7, but I don't do news full-time anymore. After I had my first child, it was just interesting. I took a step back, and I really focused on being a mom, and now I'm an entrepreneur, and I love the freedom and the challenges that it gives me, the opportunity to create my own schedule and my own mission. And I've taken all the experience that I've had through the years, and it's been a hard road, and a wonderful road of experiences in the media, but I feel like being an entrepreneur and being able to help people find their voice and share their mission with the world is amazing. Well, with the media training, basically, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that maybe they launched their new product or they're ready to be an expert in their field and they just don't quite know how to get it out there. And with my experience, I've interviewed hundreds of people. I've looked at different press releases, and a lot of them go in the trash. So I basically teach people how to bring out their own voice, share their story, package it so it's media friendly, and then help them break through the barriers and help them shine on camera. I'm now in a space where I want to tell good stories. I want people to share their stories. There's so many wonderful stories out there, entrepreneurs that have so much to give, and I want to be able to give them the tools and resources to be able to say, you know what, this is my moment. I've worked hard for this, and I want to share it with the world.
So how did you transition from being kind of this type A personality that's really out there to being, a Zen personality, helping people be more Zen themselves?
Yeah, I definitely was a type A overachiever. I feel like ever since I was young, I was always like, oh, what's my next goal? What's my next goal? And I think it's good to be that way. But after I had kids, I realized that you can't always control everything. And I've started on this Zen journey in the last 8 years of really discovering who I am and to be more at peace of wherever you're at. It's not about if you're a news anchor or you're running a company or whatever you're doing. It's like, who are you as a person? And my children really taught me that because it's not always so Zen as a mom. And I try to put that into my business. And it's just through the years of reading and soul searching, I feel like it's really important to be present with who you are, what your story is, what you believe, and what do you want to put out into the world. And I think for business, it's not always about being Zen, it's about being prepared. And I give people the tools and the information that they need to feel prepared, to know what their story is, to know what they believe in, so they are ready for any situation. And that's where the Zen comes in. I think when you are ready for a situation and you know what's going on, then you can be at peace with your story and be able to get your message out there.
In addition to coaching people, I know you do a lot of public speaking and you help groups kind of understand how to find themselves and be more Zen. Tell us more about your speaking and how you've used that for your business.
I love speaking for different young organizations. I talk about breaking through your cultural barriers and your stereotypes. I've spoken at a lot of Asian organizations, and I feel like that is such a great time because I've been through the spot where they've been, where you're trying to figure things out and not quite know where you stand. For entrepreneurs and businesses, I talk about my journey from going from a TV news anchor to an entrepreneur and the struggles and the transitions that of running your own business. And so I think by sharing your story, even though it's not about I know everything, I'm not necessarily the expert, I love speaking because I share my experiences, and I think they're common experiences that other people go through. And I think by seeing other people's challenges and achievements, it can help them grow as well.
Angela, I feel more Zen after interviewing you today, so thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
If you guys want more information on hiring Angela, go on zenmediainc.com. Signing off, this is Melodie Tao with Asian Voices.
Daddy sent you another one.
Whoa. Addy, do you know why goats don't slip?
You've worked hard to be successful for your family. Working together, we can help manage your money so you can broaden their horizons.
Adi, Daddy's on the phone.
Daddy, I miss you. Oh, I got the answer. Flying fish can...
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Welcome back. We now introduce you to the talented and beautiful Korean American soprano opera singer, Hannah Kim, who has been captivating millions of people around the world with her angelic voice. Her amazing talents have taken her around the world, performing with renowned musicians and composers such as Andrea Bocelli and the legendary Academy Award-winning film composer John Williams. Alice Kim gets a chance to talk to Hannah about her career and might even get a private singing lesson from her.
Hi, it's Alice Kim here. We're checking in at Garden Grove, and I'm about to meet a lovely lady. She has a beautiful and angelic voice, and she's performed internationally with some of the most world-famous classical musicians. Hannah.
Hi.
How about you go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers?
Okay, I'm Hannah Kim, and I'm a classically trained soprano, and I'm also an adjunct faculty at North Orange County Community College District, and I also teach privately voice and piano.
When did you know about your vocal talent?
Well, I didn't know that I had a voice. I always liked to sing, but I didn't know that I had a decent voice until I auditioned for a high school choir. And I had a lot of friends who were singing in the choir, and they asked me to try out, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to, but they were like, oh, you should just try out. So I did, and when I sang, the choir director said, where have you been all this time? Yeah, so I think that was like my first public validation that I had a decent voice. But even then, I wasn't the best singer. But I like to sing, and I think that's how I began.
Did you have any musical background before singing?
Yeah, I started piano, I think I was 3 or 4, and so I continued to play. So I thought if I did anything musical, I'd be a pianist. I never thought I'd be a singer. So that came later.
You've performed in France, you've had a recital in Korea, you've toured with Andrea Bocelli. He's very big name.
Yeah.
And even worked with John Williams, who's a composer. I know him because he was a composer for Jurassic Park, one of my favorite, one of my favorite movies. How is that experience like? Not a lot of people, I think, are able to say that they've done all those things.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an easy path. Like, with that industry comes a lot of rejection you have to face, so you have to have a very thick skin, because you get rejected much more than you get accepted. But you just keep trying, and sometimes you need luck. But I think as long as you develop your craft and you work on your voice and your talent, I think it'll take you somewhere.
How did you feel when you were performing with some of these big namers? I mean, you were probably performing for thousands and I don't know how many people, but you probably were performing for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting. It's really exciting, but I actually prefer performing for a smaller group of people.
Oh, okay.
Because I like seeing their faces. I like them seeing my face. I like connecting and communicating that way. When you're in a good state of mind and when you're really on your game, it feels like you're in a different world. It feels like if you feel connected to your audience and you feel like they're really getting what you're saying. And it's kind of ineffable in that you can't really describe it. You can't describe like this is what it is because it's like it's a more visceral experience. And the feeling you're left with that after, it fills you. It really fills your soul.
You are Korean. I'm Korean. We have the same last name, but a lot of Koreans have the same last name as Kim. So what do you do to keep connected with your heritage, our heritage?
I was born in Korea, and our family immigrated to the States when I was 9 years old. So when I went back to perform, it was really meaningful because I sang a set of Korean art songs, and I have performed them for an American audience before, but being able to sing to the Korean people without a translation and being able to connect with them in that way was really special. It was a really meaningful experience for me.
Hannah, I'm going to ask you if you can sing for me and our viewers, and maybe I can get a quick little mini lesson from you today.
Sure.
That's okay? How about we go over to the piano?
Okay, sure.
So beautiful. I definitely got chills.
Thank you.
And viewers, I'm sure you're not going to be able to experience the actual voice right in front of you. It's such a different experience. I wish you were here listening with me. That was so beautiful.
Thank you. Let's do some warm-ups. We're going to do and make sure that you keep your soft palate lifted all throughout the 5 notes.
Even that was beautiful.
Yeah. So let's do make sure that you keep the line legato, meaning smooth. Okay, try that. Let's do it. Ready, and good. I want you to use your hand and go as if you're singing a line instead of notes. Yeah, that's much better.
different.
Yeah, that was much different. Yeah, that was good.
This is what I love about our program, Asian Voices. It gives a chance for Asian American notable figures, just like Hannah, to share her story and the struggles and challenges that she has faced, but end up becoming really successful and giving inspiration and hope to others. Until next time, this is Alice with Asian Voices.
Did you know that inside the San Diego Police Department's Multicultural Community Relations Office, there is a nonprofit organization in San Diego run by Asian American teenagers? The San Diego Asian Youth Organization, or SIDO, is run by Asian American teenagers who volunteer their time to participate in cultural and civic activities, as well as community service events all around San Diego, and help other underprivileged and at-risk children. To learn more about this wonderful organization and their mission, our host Howard Wu attended their 20th annual fundraising gala in Mid-City, San Diego.
SIDO brings together a diverse group of teenagers and provides them with the resources necessary to give back to their community. The members participate in cultural and civic activities, as well as the community service events all around San Diego. SIDO not only teaches leadership and communication skills, but also motivates teens to do things that benefit their future instead of turning to drugs and gangs. Will you tell me a little bit of the background of the organization and the motivations?
San Diego Asian Youth Organization was started by the San Diego Police Department and UPAC, Union of Pan Asian Communities, back in 1995. And I guess back then there's a lot of, our kids were doing drugs and gangs and skipping schools and things like that. So they have a grant, so they started this program 20 years ago, and then we just carry on their vision. And it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to carry on that vision.
What would you say is most rewarding about being involved in this organization?
San Diego Police Department, we're very proud of our partnerships with our communities. All of our communities are Indo-Chinese communities, all the communities in San Diego that make up the overall community of San Diego. So working with the community on addressing problems, making San Diego a better place to live and work.
This is Kathy, president of San Diego Asian Youth Organization. Kathy, how's it going today?
It's going great, actually.
So Kathy, will you tell me what prompted you to get involved in this organization?
Well, I first joined 5 years ago, and being a middle school girl, I was always shy, and I didn't have a lot of friends and a lot of spirit, so this helped a lot. Being in SIDO, I developed a lot of friendships, and with people believing that I could do great things, it built up my confidence, and just planning everything and wanting to make San Diego a better place. You have that encouragement and that motivation to do better.
Will you guys tell me what you've done, your titles, and what you guys are doing now?
I was president for 2011 to 2013.
I was the president of 2010-2011.
I was the vice president from 2010 and 2011 as well.
How would you say it has developed you and made you grow as adults and leaders?
I got involved because Paulina actually wanted us to join one day.
So it's good kind of peer pressure then, yes?
Well, it was better than what we were doing during high school. So it gave us a really good leadership role for something to do in the community. I think I found a sense of community and my passion during the organization when I was there.
And family as well, right? You guys look like you guys are family.
Friendships that have been made because of the organization have definitely been valuable.
How has this helped shape your views of San Diego law enforcement, and how has your family reacted to your being involved in this organization?
My grandma initially, I think she had a skewed perception of police because my background is Vietnamese, and Vietnamese people are kind of hostile, kind of.
Stay away from the government.
Yeah, stay away from the police. But then when she saw that I joined today and now that I was interacting with the police enforcement, she kind of changed her vision.
They seem to act like big brothers and sisters to you all. Now, how does that feel?
Seeing their courage, seeing the way they lead, even like being in like meetings with them and then seeing how they run the meeting, how organized it is, inspires me to pursue my own endeavors with the same amount of passion that they do.
This is the 20th anniversary fundraiser for the San Diego Asian Youth Organization. SIDO has really impacted their lives and made them who they are today. I hope you're inspired just as I was inspired. On behalf of Asian Voices, this is Howard. I'll see you next time.
Daddy sent you another one.
Whoa. Addie, do you know why goats don't slip?
You've worked hard to be successful for your family. Working together, we can help manage your money so you can broaden their horizons.
Adi, Daddy's on the phone.
Daddy, I miss you. Oh, I got the answer. Flying fish can...
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Thanks for watching today's show, and I'll leave you now with our music video of the week. Be sure to also check us out online as well on AsianVoices.tv and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm your host, Kathleen Choi, and I'll see you next time on Asian Voices.
You never fail to catch me again.